with you, but I'm just trying to make sure you understand the situation.
If it's not a good situation, start making the process transition out somewhere else or do something else.
Did you make the same suggestion?
I told him the exact same thing.
Okay.
So
I'm telling you the same thing.
what my partner's trying to say is that if you legitimately don't feel like this is a good living situation for you, then, like, for me, if I was in a situation that wasn't good for me, I would want to get out.
Okay,
but
hear
the fact
me out,
that you're saying, like, I'm going to stay.
I just got here. I don't have a relative's house I could go to. He wants to be here in the heat of this situation. Like I said, his dad owns 4 houses on this block. He could go to his granny house. He could go anywhere. You said cooler heads prevail. He's not trying to get out of this situation. He's trying to create an uncomfortable situation for me. Right. To where not only can I not live here peacefully, but he's making it to where I can't even go peaceful. Because he took my money. He cleaned the account out. He cut off my credit cards. That's what he's doing. So what am I supposed to do?
The fact that this is a family member's house, like one of his family members' houses, you know he's not going anywhere. And they're not going to put him out and let you stay. It's just not. You know
he can willfully leave.
Right, but what, for the night? Are you guys going to stay together?
No, we're not together. That's it.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, if it was your family and your family's house, are they going to put you out and let him stay?
No, nobody is going to get put out. Nobody's getting put out. But I'm like I explained to you, I'm not going to go somewhere and just pour all of my money into it. And he's personally exhausting all of my funds, which I didn't have an issue with it. But then it's like, once you drain me out and clean me out, it's like, okay, I don't know what fight I don't know if this is a financial thing for him or what. But now it's like, okay, now I'm going to create a situation to where I'm going to make it to where I'm not going to make you leave, but I want you to go. Like he asked me on the video, when are you going to leave? And he just keep doing that. But he's not creating the environment where I'm in other situation where I can leave. Not financially, not physically, none of that.
Right.
I can leave. I can go sleep in my car, but that's what I have. With a 6-year-old.
Yeah, and it's not an ideal situation.
It don't make sense.
It's not. It's definitely not ideal. But if there's a genuine threat, then.
But again, if there's a genuine threat, I have the right to go down there and file for a TPO as well. This is my dwelling. This is all I know. I'm from Jersey. I'm from the East Coast. I'm not even from here. My family is there.
Take it.
Like, I mean, because it's like
we're hearing you out, and I want to hear you out, but I also want you to.
I don't want to. I'm telling you, I really don't want to go that route to where it's like another restraining order, another legal issue for him, another nothing. But he's continuing to threaten me in front of my daughter, and I'm not gonna say let me let him run me up out of here like he ran the last girl up out of here, because all the threats with I'll get my sister to whoop you and all of that, I'm not gonna have it. This is where I stay. If you're gonna pose a threat, you can go. You could go in handcuffs, or you could go. But like you said, oh, this is his dad's house. I have this right though, and I'm not about to let him abolish my right. I have the right to be here.
Body camera footage from the police revealed that the officers interviewed Aisha and Dante separately, and both acknowledged they had been arguing, and both decided to end their relationship. In the footage, Aisha informed the officers that Dante had a firearm and requested that they make him leave for the night. The officers didn't ask either of the two to leave the home, but instead directed Dante to stay in the basement for the night. Convinced that they had diffused the situation between the two, the officers left. On Thursday, June 23, at approximately 11:45 a.m., Dayton police officers were called back to the home for a welfare check, which was requested by Dante's father. According to the father, he received a call from his son that he had shot his girlfriend multiple times during an argument. Then he took his 9-year-old daughter and dropped her off at an occupied residence owned by his father.
Regional dispatch.
I need somebody to come over and do a wellness check.
The first sign of concern came from a call to regional dispatch. A worried caller unable to find his family at a home on Burley Avenue in Dayton.
Do you think something happened?
I'm not sure. I just opened the door and just screamed everybody's name. No one's answering.
Dayton police responded just before noon. That's when they found a woman and young girl dead inside the home. Major Jason Hall says DPD's homicide unit was immediately called in, and police believe a firearm was involved.
It's not common that a welfare check results in this type of situation.
The 911 caller told the dispatcher there may have been an argument at the Burley Avenue home the night before.
My granddaughter said the police were here last night, so that's why I'm worried.
The dispatcher says police were called to that address. Hall says DPD will be checking into any prior calls to the house.
We are in the initial stages. Once again, that will be part of the investigation into what had occurred in this tragic incident.
It's sad to come home and see this.
One neighbor says while he didn't know the people who lived there very well, they were quiet.
I might have expected it somewhere else, but not like literally right across the street, and not from them.
Upon arrival, several units discovered the bodies of a woman and a little girl in the basement of the house. 31-year-old Aisha Nelson and her 6-year-old daughter, Harper Monroe, were identified by the Montgomery County coroner as the victims of the double homicide. The suspect, Aisha's boyfriend Dante Hawes, was nowhere to be found. Police quickly started an investigation as to how this tragedy happened, and they started their search for Dante. During the investigation, they learned that 2 officers had responded to a domestic dispute at the same residence involving the couple the previous night. They discovered the couple's disagreement began over a PlayStation game, and shortly after the officers left the residence, Dante shot and killed Aisha and her daughter. Police proceeded to search for Dante, and as they were investigating multiple locations, Dante was found dead from a gunshot inside a vehicle in Falkville, Alabama. He fatally harmed himself.
Man found shot to death this afternoon in Falkville. The Morgan County coroner identified that man as 32-year-old Dante Hawes. Hawes died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. He was a suspect in the murders of 2 people earlier today in Dayton, Ohio.
As detectives continued their investigation, they discovered that Aisha made several 911 calls on June 22, begging for help, saying her life was in danger. Aisha's first 911 call came in just before 5:30 p.m. She asks how to file a police report after she says her boyfriend threatened to kill her.
Regional dispatch.
Hi,